Welcome to Brainiac's Trivia Vortex, the only place where your love of Canadian rock will be tested harder than a 1976 tour van on the Trans-Canada in February. I'm Melvin, your intergalactic know-it-all, here to see if you can name more than just Rush, Nickelback, and that guy who sang Summer of '69. If you think you're a true can rock connoisseur, get ready. This quiz will separate the tragically hip from the tragically clueless. Elbows up and let's go. Level 1. This round's easier than spotting a moose in cottage country. Blow it and you'll be demoted to the kazoo section at the local Legion. Mike Reno is the singer of which band formed in 1979? Loverboy. What Saskatoon band released She Ain't Pretty in 1990? The Northern Pikes. What British Columbia band had a 1990s hit with Ocean Pearl? "5440. What Canadian rock trio had a hit with Lay It on the Line in 1979? Triumph. Which band released Turn It Loud in 1982? Headpins. What Canadian blues rock guitarist is known for 5 Long Years and Why'd You Lie? Colin James. What Toronto band had success with the songs Try Honesty? Billy Talent. Who released the album Make a Pest a Pet in 1997? Age of Electric. What Vancouver-based band released the 1981 hit My Girl, Gone, Gone, Gone? Chilliwack. What Hamilton band had a 2007 hit with Paralyzer? Finger 11. What rocker released Go for a Soda in 1984? Kim Mitchell. What power trio released the 1976 concept album 2112? Rush. What 1970s band featured both Randy Buckman and Burton Cummings? The Guess Who. What band is known for the track I'm an Adult Now? The Pursuit of Happiness. What Canadian singer won a Juno Award for Black Velvet? Alana Miles. What rock band led by Ian Thornley released the hit That Song? Big Wreck. Haha. What singer is known for the rock anthem Summer of '69? Bryan Adams. What Canadian rock band had a hit with Raise a Little Hell? Trooper. Which Canadian group had a 1992 rock hit with Digging a Hole? Big Sugar. What Toronto band had hits with New Girl Now and Feel It Again in the 1980s? Honeymoon Suite. What rock band from Alberta is led by frontman Chad Kroeger? Nickelback. What artist had a hit with the 1977 song Mama Let Him Play? Jerry Doucette. What Vancouver punk band is considered a pioneer of hardcore punk? DOA. What metal band had hits with Rock You and Heavy Metal Love? Helix. What hard rock band from Delta, BC had a hit with No Surprise? Theory of a Dead Man. Level 2. Easier than finding a Tim Hortons on the highway. Miss these and I'll revoke your maple syrup privileges. What hardcore punk band from Winnipeg released Wake the Dead in 2005? Comeback Kid. Which Canadian artist had a hit with She's So High? Tal Bachman. What 1980s band from Burlington had hits with Nova Heart and Romantic Traffic? Spoons. Formed in Oshawa, Ontario in 1981, which band released the album Stand Tall in 1986? Killer Dwarfs. What rock band had a hit in 1974 with You Ain't Seen Nothing Yet? Bachman Turner Overdrive. What band blended rock with Middle Eastern influences on tracks like Temptation? The Tea Party. What Nova Scotia-formed band had a hit with Just Between You and Me in 1981? April Wine. What Montreal-based band released the hit Brother Down? Sam Roberts Band. What Winnipeg band was known for Sweet Things in Life in the late 1970s? Harlequin. What Vancouver pop rock band found success with All to Myself in 2009? Marianas Trench. What 1980s Canadian rock band was fronted by Paul Hyde and then guitar player Bob Rock? Payolas. What Hamilton-based rock group was fronted by Tom Wilson in the 1990s? Junk House. What Canadian alt-rock band is known for Load Me Up and Apparitions? Matthew Good Band. What Toronto band had 1990s hits with Naveed and Superman's Dead? Our Lady Peace. What Toronto hard rock band released Honestly in the early 1990s? Harum Scarum. What Nova Scotia band had hits with Not Ready to Go and Tired of Waiting? The Trues. What Vancouver indie rock band released The Stand in 2012? Mother Mother. Hot Hot Heat are from which West Coast Canadian city? Victoria, BC. What indie rock band from Winnipeg released The Reasons and Plea from a Cat Named Virtute? The Weaker Thans. What Canadian band fronted by Ryan Dahl released Screwed It Up and Tinfoil? Limblifter. What Canadian singer fronted Moist before a solo career? David Usher. What indie folk rock group from Ontario released Spirits in 2015? The Strumbellas. What band released the album Fully Completely in 1992? The Tragically Hip. What Montreal pop-punk band gained fame with I'm Just a Kid? Simple Plan. What Canadian indie rock band released the album Funeral in 2004? Arcade Fire. Level 3. This round's harder than convincing a Leafs fan they'll win the cup. Nail this and you'll earn the sacred title of true can rock legend. What Halifax band released the 1998 alt-rock hit Money City Maniacs? Sloan. What Canadian rock band led by Dallas Smith released Wasting My Time? Default. What hard rock band from Ontario released Mistake and Should Have Been Mine? Serial Joe. What Canadian indie project included Feist, Amy Millen, and Emily Haynes among its members? Broken Social Scene. What Vancouver punk band featured Billy Hopeless and released No Tomorrow Girls? The Black Halos. What Canadian rock band had a hit with Spaceship Superstar in 1977? Prism. What 1990s Canadian alt-rock band had a hit with The First Day of Spring? The Gandharvas. Kenny Shields was the singer for which band? Streetheart. What Hamilton band released Leather Jacket and Pullin' Punches? Arkells. What Montreal-born artist released Rock Me Gently in 1974? Andy Kim. What punk band from Winnipeg is known for politically charged songs like Dear Coach's Corner? Propagandy. What Canadian folk rock group was known for Home for a Rest and Spot the Difference? Spirit of the West. Is your thought process buffering, or are you just permanently on the loading screen? For life. Which Niagara Falls band released the album Young, Wild and Free in 1986? Brighton Rock. What Ontario pop-punk band found fame with Fat Lip and In Too Deep? Sum 41. What Vancouver indie band released I Love You and Un-American? Said the Whale. What band released Calling Occupants of Interplanetary Craft in the 1970s? Klaatu. What Newfoundland band fused rock with traditional folk and sea shanties? Great Big Sea. Which all-girl band had their cover of What I Like About You placed on 2 movie soundtracks? Lilacs. Which classic Canadian band is known for Oh What a Feeling? Crowbar. What Ottawa rock band released Absolutely Right in 1971? Five-man electrical band. What band released Try in 1987? Blue Rodeo. Who was the original singer for Headpins before Darby Mills? Denise McCann. What indie rock band from Montreal released Ageless Beauty in 2004? Stars. What Montreal group combined electronic and rock styles in songs like Astounded and Drinking in LA? Brandvan 3000. Which metal band formed in Regina, Saskatchewan released the album Vices in 1984? Kick Axe. Well, hosers, that's the end of today's Great Canadian Brain Freeze. Some of you rocked like the Guess Who, and some of you guessed who. Either way, smash that like, hit subscribe, and join me next time, where the questions are tough, the sarcasm is thicker than poutine gravy, and I'll be here to keep you humble, eh? Melvin, out. That was cute. Want to try something a bit more mentally taxing? Click another video, assuming you understand how hyperlinks work.